and they cry thousands. Oh, wanting everybody. As soon as I get in this body, let go of this body. I'm gonna love on me. Nobody can I'm born free. Ain't nobody. Body, 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 body. I'm giving body. All I want is to let it go. It's so nice. Closer to me. Get my body. Won't you get my body? Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Y'all ready? Wait a minute. Y'all ain't ready. Whoa, whoa. Hold up. Let me fix my hair. I think I'm ready. And happy. And all I can think about is all the situations God got me out. All I can think about is all the situations. Welcome to my YouTube channel. As you can see, I have something right over here. And you might ask, why do I have a cowboy hat in this video? And then why do I have a white hat on? And why am I in a black and white outfit? Today is, round of applause. Today is Beyonce's birthday. So, I am here to extend a first-time welcome to any visitors that is visiting this YouTube channel for the very first time. Okay, but in all seriousness though, happy birthday to Beyonce. Yes, this hat probably is going to come off near the end of this video, because it is hot up in here. So, I just wanted to start this video off by celebrating Beyonce on her special B-Day. Because, why not? And plus, it is September 4th. That is not why I made this video. I made this video because it is Suicide Awareness Month. And I just want to take a moment just to talk about my mental health. Something never done before. It still is a story time. So basically it's a mental health story time. Okay, so many of you do not know, I lost my dad. He shall be missed. But life goes on. Some days I be feeling real good. I be feeling cunt, as I be saying sometimes. And some days I just don't be feeling so well. And mental health is not something we talk about very often. I don't know why we frown upon mental health. Because you got to take care of your mental in order to love yourself and be yourself at your full potential. But I want to talk about my feelings in this video. I want to talk about my mental being, my well-being in this video, and the reason behind my well-being. Okay, so let me start off by telling you my well-being. it's not that I'm depressed. I'm not depressed, guys. Sometimes I do be in a depressive mode. Does not mean that I'm going to be depressed all day, which is never going to happen. The devil will never, ever, ever keep me depressed. Because life still goes on. I, for some apparent, stupid, odd reason, I was not able to attend my father's funeral. So that is also part of the reason for the black. Just to bring awareness to my dad. Because, you know, I love my father. He wasn't bad. He was a good man, but he also had his bad days. And I'm not going to frown upon him. I'm not going to say that he didn't love me at all, because he loved me. Sometimes he just didn't know how to show it. And I'm not about to put all his business out there, because I love my father and I want to protect my father's dignity and my father's privacy while he has passed. And I want to carry on a legacy. It might not be exactly his legacy, but I want to carry on a legacy. And so I just want to tell everybody, and yes, you might see some tears, so I got my handy dandy tissue and handy, well, toilet paper, because I'm ghetto today, y'all. We're gonna leave that to the side. And in no means do I mean to cry and make y'all feel sad, and this is not a boo-hoo, feel sorry for me type of video, because no, why would I do that to y'all? Like, I'm not that type of person. I like to make other people feel happy and feel comfortable around me, which people actually come to me and say that they do feel comfortable. And I love you guys. Aww, I love you. And I can feel the love. I can. But I'm kind of upset. I'm upset, but I'm also angry. I'm angry because, first of all, you planned a funeral, and it was my dad, but the person you put on there to replace me is unknown to society. And there's a reason for that, I guess. I don't know. But a lot of people know that if I would have known that my father passed, I would have wrote the obituary. I would have put my hard-earned effort into it, because I was really the only one that went to go visit him. So, well, besides his mother, because he lived with his mother for a couple of years. But I really was the one who really visited him like that. And he had a best friend, too, that visited him, too. So, if I would have known that my father passed, then I definitely would have wrote the obituary. Because I had known a lot about my dad. I known the ups and the downs about my dad. My dad, he was one of those types of people that would be crazy. But it's not that he's crazy. Sometimes he is crazy. But he's also crazy in love with his family. He loves his family. And I could tell that he's been through a lot of trauma, and he's been introduced to a lot of things because of the condition that he was in. I'm not going to say that he was healthy when he died, because he died of cancer. I believe it was lung cancer that he died of. And I just want to take this time right now to say to people who watch me that have cancer, I pray every single night, every single day for y'all. I pray that somebody finds a cure for this disease. And if they don't find a cure, I hope they find a safe treatment for all the cancer patients. Like, it's because cancer is not one of those diseases where you catch it and you take shots for it. Like a recent one we had, COVID, which I still don't trust those COVID shots. And he actually died in that same year. He died in 2020. And I thought he died of COVID, which would be understandable because, well, it really wouldn't be understandable because he doesn't really be around anybody. Or he wasn't around anybody when he was alive. He really mostly stayed in the house. He didn't go out anywhere. There was a couple of times that he did go out with me and my mother. But those times, it was safe for him to come out. And it's not that I didn't feel safe around him. I felt safe. It's just some of the things that he did kind of made me uncomfortable. Which a lot of parents don't realize they make their children uncomfortable. Which is understandable because some of these things that these parents do, I'm not talking about this new generation of parents because y'all is off the wall. Y'all letting y'all kids walk all over y'all. Which would never be me if I was a parent. But anyways, I'm talking about like, not the Gen Zs. I'm talking about like millennials and baby boomers. More so, I'm geared towards the baby boomers because my father was a baby boomer. Well, he's actually in between a millennial and a baby boomer. So, yeah. He could be a baby boomer. I don't know. Well, I know, but I don't know at the same time. But we're not really gonna worry about that too much. But he really was a good person. He just didn't know really how to love the correct way. And nobody really knows how to love the correct way. We're all learning. We all go through things. We all have trauma. Some trauma is good, some trauma is bad, which I will talk about that in a later video coming soon. So yeah, that is the reason why I am angry. And a lot of my anger builds me into depression because I really wanted to go to my dad's funeral. Like, that was my dad. Like, he mostly raised me. I was around him a lot. Like, he didn't even live that far from me. Like, I really miss my dad. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not gonna say that feels so bad for me because I lost my dad. Death never happens, because death happens. And in this little book over here called the Holy Word, the Holy Bible, the King James Version, it literally tells us that there is a time to live and a time to die. So yeah. And honestly, my dad never knew that I sung. Well, he knew that I sung, but like, he didn't know I did music. Because I started releasing music after he died. Which really wasn't my plan. I really wanted him to at least come to one of my concerts, but, you know, that would never happen. And I'm not about to put all my business out there, but I'm just gonna say that was a dad that I really loved. That was really a dad I really loved. And so, yeah, that's kind of why I just get depressed sometimes. And sometimes I do feel depressed real bad. And what I really do, I sleep a lot. I sleep a lot because I get depressed and I'm trying to sleep away the depression. Because I'm trying to figure out ways to cope around this depression. And I try different things. I try deep breaths. Sometimes that works. But yeah, depression is really something that a lot of people deal with. And depression really can take people out. Because a lot of people, it doesn't mean that they don't feel loved at all. It doesn't even mean that they don't feel loved. A lot of people, when they're depressed, it's because of a trauma that they dealt with. And I feel like this was built up trauma. And so, I honestly think that there is ways that you can cope and deal with depression. I don't know how you can deal with trauma because I don't know if it will ever go away. I'm not the one to ask, will trauma ever go away? Sometimes I do question that, will this trauma ever go away? Like, I really don't understand why I had to find out that my dad died the way I did. So here goes the story time. So I have this thing. Actually, my dad used to be a photographer, and he also did music. So music is in my DNA. So he had this, like, he used to be a DJ. So he had this thing. It's like a DJ stand, basically, where you play vinyl records and stuff. It's very old. And it probably costs a lot of money now, because you can't really find it nowhere. And so we had that in a storage unit. And no, it's not the same storage unit that I got stuck in, guys. Because some of y'all watched that video. But yeah, it's not that storage unit. It was a totally different one. And we went over to his house. Well, where he used to live. Where he died at. We went over there. We knocked on the door. And we kept knocking. We didn't hear nothing. And then one of the neighbors came outside. And my mom, I guess she felt like she had to go to somebody and ask what happened. And she went over to the neighbor that came outside. And the neighbor told us that my father died of cancer. And they already had the funeral and everything. And my mom came back to the car. And she told me this. I wasn't laughing. I was smiling. But I was upset. Like, I was smiling, but I was angry. Because I wanted to attend my father's funeral. I'm not gonna cry, guys. I wanted to attend my father's funeral. And so I was just in shock. That's the word I can use to describe. I was in shock. So I was like it kind of looked like I was smiling, but I was shocked. I was like, and sometimes I just don't understand why it happened. Like, why did he die of cancer? Like, I know he was a smoker, and that probably was kind of part of the reason why he had cancer. But I don't know that because the last time I visited him, he did have a cigarette in his hand. And he had you know what? He had so much respect for me. When my mom told him that I had something going on with me and I can't be around smoke, he actually, he put it on the ground and he stomped on it and he let it out just because he loved me. That's how I know he loved me. Because he could have just been like, no, he gonna have to deal with it. I don't care. Like, that's not love. And so, I was just in so much shock. And it's like my life had flashed before my eyes when I found this out. Because all I could think about is all the memories I had of him. And all the things that me and him did. And me and my mom and him did. And that is all I could really think about every day. Every time I think about my dad. And a lot of things people say, it triggers me. Like when they talk about fathers and stuff. So Father's Day was a real rough time. I just didn't want to do this story time. I held this story time back for the longest. But really what actually got me to do this story time, I attended a funeral on Saturday. And something that was said there, the one thing that really stood out to me was speak your truth. Speak your truth. And I come to tell somebody right now, speak your truth. Let them know you're hurting. Tell somebody I'm hurt. I feel abandoned. I feel abused. I feel manipulated. I feel whatever you're feeling. Tell somebody. Go get a therapist. Go get a friend that you really trust. Go to a church member. Go to somebody. Go to your mom. Go to your dad if you trust them. Tell somebody. Check on your people. Check on anybody. Check on the neighbor walking across the street. Check on the neighbor next to your house. Check on anybody. Check on your family. That's the big part I want you to do. Go check. You know what? Pause this video right now. Call up somebody. Be like, hello. How are you feeling mentally? How are you right now? How can I help? What can I do for you? What do you need from me? Do you need some money? Do you need this? Do you need that? Do you need some soap? Do you need some water? What do you need? And get them what they need. Help them. Go talk to them. Go sit down with them and have a conversation with them. I challenge somebody this week this month, I challenge somebody to go ask somebody how they're doing. Mentally, for real. How are they actually feeling mentally? How are they feeling physically sometimes? I challenge you, go do it. Go do it. Go do it. And I just want to say, before I go, if you are hurting, if you feel like you're on your last stroke of life, I'm gonna put a number that you can call so you can go talk to somebody. Because this is Suicide Awareness Month. And I dare you, pick up that phone and call the number that I'm about to put on the screen. But before I put that on the screen, I want to tell somebody right now, I want to say that this video is about to be over. But before it is over, before I go, be yourself and be your full self. And don't worry about what anybody, not a body, have to say about you. Because you are you, and only you can change you. Love. I love you. Bye.